How's it feel to be a New York Met?
Man, it's been a blessing, definitely. This is a team that I was definitely looking forward to, be honest. It's a team that I have a lot of respect for. I got a chance to see a lot of what they're about last year. So definitely happy and blessed to be here.
Why was it a team you were looking for?
Because, when you see a team, especially when you face a team and then you see that they don't give up, that's a team that you have to literally get 27 outs, and being on the other side, pitching against them, and then you got the call that they kind of want you, it's kind of like, okay, like definitely. That's the kind of things that like you don't think twice to do it.
Yeah. What do you remember from being on the other side?
If I tell you, they're not good memories. I tell you that. They're not good memories. One of the memories is like that game 3 of the playoffs of the wild card game, and being on the other side definitely was painful. But that tells you a lot the kind of team that this team is. That's a team that's still on the fight even when they're down. It's a team that you got to keep punching them, because if you're given a chance, it's definitely gonna come back and make it hurt.
You mentioned on the Zoom that you were looking forward to hoping that Sean would sign here because you timed with him in Oakland. When you found out he signed, what was your first feeling?
I was pumped. I texted him, gave him a call. Definitely. I was pretty open about talking to him about wanting to play with him again. It's not a secret that he's one of my best friends in baseball in general. A guy that definitely has learned a lot from him, have a lot of respect from him. A guy that I consider a friend, a guy that I can go up to him and talk about anything, and then he will definitely listen to me and give me his best advice.
Did you have any conversations with him about what Jeremy Hefner was able to do with, changing some of his mechanics and the success he had this year?
Yeah, definitely. Even before I agree with the match, I call him. And I was like, hey, just, want to ask you a couple questions. How's the pitching coach? How's the training staff? Like, how's everybody? He had nothing but good things to say about Jeremy, And talking to him, so far, even though we haven't really talked in person, he's been able to help me a lot. I've been sending him videos about my bullpens and stuff, and kind of like keeping on the loop to see what he got to say or what he sees, I talked to Severino about it too, about how good he is. And like I said, both guys have nothing but good things to say about him, so definitely looking forward for him to give me some tips so definitely improve my game.
What do you think are some of the strengths of this rotation?
I think, this rotation has a lot of like different type of pitchers, right? And I feel like that's gonna be tough on the opposite team when you get to see Senga, you get to see me, you get to see Clay, Sean. It's like, okay, there's 5 guys that don't have the same thing, right? So they have definitely different pitches, and I think like that's definitely gonna be tough for all the teams.
And what do you think is the potential of that rotation?
The potential, I feel like this rotation has the potential to literally pretty much throw in, I would say, 5 number ones every 5 days. I consider myself a really, really good pitcher. I consider myself a number 1. I think Sean is a number 1. I feel like everybody that gets the ball, definitely this thing has, they consider yourself a number 1.
There's a lot of excitement here. You can feel it. Just to be here at Citi Field with Mets jersey on, special, and to be here with all the fans and just kind of meet the guys. It's been a good start to the season so far.
Does a day like today get you just that much more amped up for spring training to get started, especially given it's a new team, new situation?
100%. Yeah, I got down to Port St. Lucie probably 8 days ago, so I've been down there, and coming up here and seeing the guys is like, man, I'm ready for everybody to be together, for the long haul. So, yeah, you feel it. I think there's a good group here. You saw it on the outside. There was a lot of connection here, and this team had a special thing going last year. I think just to be a part of it and feel it, and see what the guys are about. It's been a great experience, and ready to get things rolling.
I know you talked a lot in December when you signed about the transition to being a starter and everything, but over the last month or so now being with the organization, what has that transition been like for you, and what kind of results are you seeing as you get ready for that role?
Yeah, I think there's been a clear plan, just talking with him from the first time, and I think it's been real, something that it's been implemented. From the physical side, the things I need to get ready, might need to change from the throwing. There's a very detailed throwing, build up all the way through the end of spring, and I think it's part of why I wanted to get down there and get down to Port St. Lucie early, just to stay on track with that. Probably start throwing the hitters a little earlier, just to extend, to make sure that the build up goes smoothly and things aren't rushed. So, the big thing is I feel like there's a plan in place, and I think when you have that, there's just less stress around it. I mean, I feel like I know what I need to do. I don't have to do anything more. It's not like I'm having to, necessarily change who I am as a pitcher. It's like, hey, you just do these things, and there's a lot of belief there that a lot of good can come from being a starting pitcher. So it's felt very simple. It's been a good process so far.
Is it reassuring to you to go through that process to kind of reinforce in your mind, like, yeah, this is the right move. I know I want to do this and I can do this. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, early on in the off season when the questions were being asked, like, from discussions between me and my agent, he's like, hey, there's going to be real interest here. Like, is this something you want to do? It's like, man, this going from closing games to starting, you don't see it a ton, but there was a little bit around it. It's like, do I really want to do this? And the more I thought about it and the more, I was presented with some things, it's like, hey, this is something I want to do, and I think that I was probably going to expand my arsenal and not that I had to, like, get away from the sinker, but I was going to have to, probably expand things a little bit more. And it's like, man, if I'm going to do that, why not just go at it as a starting pitcher? And it's something I believe I can do, and the tools are there. So you combine that, with the very detailed approach and plan that they've put in place and the belief they've instilled in me, man, it's felt very reassuring. So, I think I'm excited for the challenge. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good that can come from it.
Did you learn anything you didn't know last month?
There's always learning. I mean, there's the changeup is something I knew I could throw. I mean, I was throwing it all. I won't say all of last year, but started probably halfway through the year. Me and a couple of guys in the bullpen were like messing around with grips, and I was throwing on the track, man, and like, this is actually could be a decent pitch. So that's something I was like, hey, I could probably start throwing a changeup. It was feeling natural, and then as I started tinkering with this more this off season, it's gotten even better. So it's kind of given me a lot of confidence going into this, because I'll probably face a lot of lefties and be able to attack those in certain ways. Using the off speed more. It's I'm excited for that.
Choice in the Met was your first option.
What's that?
Choice in the Met was your first option.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the place I wanted to come. I mean, I know I wanted to start, and I love New York, and I obviously saw from across town what this was about over here, and then getting to being introduced for some other people and getting to know them. I was like, man, this is kind of where I want to be. I knew that, and I was fortunate enough that things worked out here.
Hey, how excited you are for the 2025 being the part of the group of the Met organization?
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time to be a Met. I think, you see it. We saw what happened last year. We see the players that are coming here. I think it's a real thing, and there was obviously a lot of success here last year, and I think the people that are coming here just wanted to build on that. And it's we kind of know what's in front of us, and I think we're ready to get to work. I mean, we know that we got the players. We just need to get to work and put things together and become a team and see where that takes us.
Dave, what's your biggest adjustment that you made from last season and the season before that? It was such a big jump. You had so much success last season. What was the difference?
I think fixing the hip was the biggest thing. Getting my hip taken care of, being able to use my lower body the way that I wanted to, and I think in translation that kind of helped the upper body, and it cleaned a lot of things up for me, and made my motion a lot more repeatable and consistent. And so I think that was kind of the biggest thing. We didn't change a whole lot outside of that. It was just kind of getting healthy and getting to where we needed to get physically.
What was your biggest takeaway from that postseason run?
Yeah, I think it just showed kind of the resilience of the group. We had a lot of fun with it, and it was a very special group to be a part of. And I think it's it's a starting point for us, and it kind of shows where we're headed and where we want to go. And it was good to get a taste of that, and we want to keep moving forward and going further. So I think for me it was good to get that experience and the first step of many in the right direction.
How fulfilling was it to put it all together when you were healthy and knowing that that's what you can be in this league?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I obviously have my opinions on myself and the confidence that I have in my stuff and what I believe I can do. And I think it was good to show that. I think it was good to be, like I said, just more consistent, feel good health-wise, feel stronger with my mechanics and everything. And it was a good step for me to build off of going forward.
And how important was Jeremy Heffner and the staff to that success?
Yeah, he was great. I think it was kind of kept in contact, worked together in spring, and then as I was rehabbing and stuff, he was always checking in. We were on the same page, and it's been fun to work with him for the last 5 years, and he was a huge help for me, and always kept in contact. And then when I got back, it was a lot of fun to get back to work with him on a daily basis.
David, what have you thought of the way the rotation's been built this off season?
Yeah, I think it's been good. It'll be fun to get to spring training, fun to get to work, get to know the other guys, kind of work together on that day-to-day basis and see what they do, kind of share experiences and work towards the ultimate goal of what we want to do as a team. So I think it's fun to have the guys that are coming on. It's fun to have guys like Sean back. I'm excited and ready to get to work.